I have been a part of and executed over 200 weddings with my business. And here are some things that I just want to point out, because even as a bartender, a caterer, anybody, there are some things that really help the flow of an event, and we need to talk about them. Number one, I always caution people about when their champagne toasts are going to happen. A lot of brides are like, oh, like we want the champagne toast at the beginning. And I'm like, I don't advise that. I don't advise that everyone there, your 100 wedding guests, are waiting for your, no offense, your dad to give a welcome toast and he talks for 30 minutes and everyone's starving. Because quite frankly, if everyone is starving, they don't give a shit what your dad has to say. And so that is why I am a big advocate for conducting a champagne toast 3/4 of the way through dinner, especially if you're doing a buffet. Let me explain why. When table one goes up to grab their food from the buffet, it allows bartenders to come and pour your champagne so it's not warm, because once everyone has their meal, we can now conduct an actual toast where people are paying attention, okay? So what works best is like, some people have already eaten and their dishes are getting cleared while the other people are still eating. So there's like this weird lull time where like some people are like, okay, like when's this event gonna start? And then you have other people that are just getting their food. So if you're conducting a buffet and you have your champagne poured while people are getting their food, once that first half of the room or 3/4 of the room is done, that's a great time for you to start your toast. Also, keep in mind that the bride and groom should have grabbed their food first. So they're no longer eating when their toasts start. This is a beautiful way to do this. Anyone that tries to do toast before dinner don't really care about you as a couple that much, because they truly, truly, truly believe that your toast need to be out of the way so they don't have to worry about it. When in reality, your guests are gonna have a far better experience if you do it the way I just said, okay? Also, your champagne won't be warm. That's something that really bothers me, is that people will try to do champagne pours and toast at the beginning of the event. So normally, if you have a bartending staff, they have to pour those while you're in your ceremony so they can actually conduct cocktail hour efficiently. So if you are not like doing your toast instantly before cocktail hour starts, all your champagne's gonna be warm and gross. Just gonna point that out. Second thing that's really freaking important when we are doing timelines or working with our clients is that we wanna make sure your cocktail hour makes the most sense. So if you have 200 people, I don't want to just have one bar. I want to have a bar that's able to execute drinks separate from your signature drinks. Having signature drinks at your event is so important because it allows people to not stay in analysis paralysis. When people come up and there's a his and hers or hers and hers, whatever, cocktail, like, okay, like this is this person's, this is that person's, they automatically can make quick decisions based off of A, what it looks like, B, what it is, or C, just because they want to support you. So if they're like, oh my God, like I'm supporting the bride today, and they go up and they're like, I want the bride's cocktail. Super easy, fast decision making, making it so that people are not waiting in line so long when you just have an open bar with no menu, okay? Another thing, this is why we do signature drinks also, and this is how we conduct them. If you have 200 people, I want to have one bar where it's like we're able to execute beer, wine, and anything that's not a signature drink. I also want, after ceremony, for there to be on cocktail hour a huge table of freaking drinks set up. So if you have a margarita and a rum and coke as your two signature drinks, I have an entire table that's filled with just your signature drinks. So when you guys come over, half of people aren't even gonna have to wait in line. And then the only people that are waiting in line are going to be the people that want something other than your signature cocktail. That is huge, and you can really change the course of your event by allowing that to happen and having that separate setup with all your signature drinks preset when cocktail hour starts. Another huge freaking tip that I want to give couples is that there are a couple of ways to go about your cocktail hour, but if you want to enjoy your cocktail hour, you 1000% want to make sure that you have an extended cocktail hour, okay? So if you are not taking all your photos before your wedding, which as someone that like really likes the sanctity of like not seeing someone until I'm walking down the aisle, like I like that. I think that that's like cherishable. I think it's wild that there are so many people that are doing like first looks before and then doing all their photos, but you can totally do it that way. That's going to help you with cocktail hour. Or if you don't want to do that and you're still like, okay, no, I want them to see like first look to be at the aisle, then I really want you guys to essentially make sure that you have an hour and a half cocktail window. So you have a half hour for you to take pictures, but then you actually get to enjoy your cocktail hour. Something that drives me absolutely insane and something I'm constantly trying to coach people on in the event industry is that you want to, as the event host, bride, groom, etc., enjoy your event. It is so hard to enjoy cocktail hour if you're spending the whole time just taking photos. So extend your cocktail hour an hour and a half and make it so that you have a half hour for photos and then you have an hour to mingle, get drinks, appetizers, etc. Something that's also really huge win that we do for some couples is that we have drinks ready to go right after your ceremony. So once your ceremony ends and you have like your bridal party or whatever, we can have cocktails ready to go and deliver to you guys so that way you have them and you're like, oh my God, yes, like I really wanted to have a drink right after. You're gonna be thirsty, you're gonna be tired, and you're gonna want to enjoy your event. So we wanna make sure that that can happen. This is our job, okay? This is our job as vendors, is to make events easier for people. And this is what people get so wrong when they're bartending, catering, etc., is that they're so focused on making their pricing cheap instead of worrying about making sure the event is executed well.